Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer and I use the sidereal zodiac to predict. And today I'm going to be talking about the week 49th of the year 2021. And this is from the 29th of November till the 5th of December. Many things happening this week. And as you know, transits play a very important role because they are the culminating energies of any kind of event. No event takes place unless you have a supportive transit. So you should look for the prediction from the ascendant or the moon sign, whichever resonates more with you, because both are working simultaneously, remember. But something major happens physically, so that is ascendant, and mentally that is also to be seen through the moon, how you can maneuver yourself. This video, which is going to be a little longer because of the summary part. So stay tuned. And if at all you don't want to hear what exactly is happening this week and how is it going to be impacting in general, so you can just switch to your predictive sign. Firstly, this week, Moon's transit is going to be in 3 signs, that is Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. And Scorpio is the main transit. Why? Because we have a new moon and we have a solar eclipse also happening there. That's happening in the Jyeshtha Nakshatra in Sagittarius Navamansha and is happening in the sign ruled by Mars. Mars is at a junction degree because it's going to be on the transition mode. It's leaving the sign of Libra and is going to be transiting the sign of Scorpio the very next day of the eclipse. And remember, no event takes place immediately on that particular day. So if at all there is an eclipse on the 4th, so the event, any kind of event related to that particular zone is not going to take place on the very same day. So you have to see where your Scorpio sign is, what all planets are there in the Scorpio sign, what's the condition of your Mercury, because it's in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. And Jyeshtha becomes an Akrant Nakshatra, as I always say, because Akrant Nakshatra is not good for picking and choosing for the auspicious tasks for at least 3 months. Then we have to see the condition of Sagittarius sign also after Scorpio sign, because that becomes the Navamansha of the eclipse. So check the degrees. If it is around 18 degrees, 12 minutes, any planet which is at this degree, what is the connectivity forming with this eclipse degrees of your planet? Suppose you have in sign Taurus, Mercury at 18 degrees or plus minus 1 degree, we must take. So this eclipse is going to be impacting you, your financials, your business, your speech. And if it is forming from Aries, it's the 8th house. So suppose you have a planet in Aries. So this impact is going to be on your health. Suppose it is forming a 159 kind of an axis, 5-9 relationship. So this is not going to be giving you that kind of a negative impact as it compared to the other. So this is how you should check. Then you have to see, of course, your dasha, your antradasha, your pratyantar dasha, if at all you're having a Mercury, Mars, Sun, Moon. So these dashas, if you are having antradasha, pratyantar dasha, so this is going to impact you. Rahu Ketu, of course. And you know, Rahu Ketu eclipse the luminaries. So this is going to be impacting the health of your parents also. But don't worry, eclipses are here to teach us something. They do give us the light also, because after the darkness comes the light. So I will be explaining, of course, through the pictorial form, what exactly is happening in the sky. And I will be explaining also, taking you through this transit. Moon is going to be in the sign of Virgo from the 29th till the 1st of December. Is going to be in Libra sign from the 1st to the 3rd of December, and 3rd to the 5th, it's going to be in the Scorpio sign. Moon is the swiftest. So that's the reason we consider Moon's transit as the most important, and the results that we get is based on the Moon's transit, Moon's movement as well. So do check where your Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio signs are if you want to understand these weeklies. So whenever moon is going through the nakshatras and the signs and the navmansha, so it stays for 6 hours basically, that's the minimum time in a particular navmansha. So that is how the impact is going to be in the day-to-day life, the routine life. Otherwise, the major things which are happening, they are based on the major most transits or your placement of the planets in the natal chart and the dasha antardasha. But when we see the moon, it definitely impacts us in our day-to-day life. That's how, your meals that you have in the morning are different than the evening or the night. Maybe you're in a very, different mood in the morning, and by the evening, you become very different, right? So these are all the nature, the mood swings that we have. It's based on moon's transit. Moon is actually in debility when the eclipse is happening. So we have to control and take care of our mindset also. So let me take you through the horoscopes and show you what exactly is happening on the mundane level with this eclipse. Not to forget, Mars is also going to be changing signs, and Sun and Mercury are going to be really very close in degrees from the 27th till the 1st of December. They're going to be in close vicinity to each other. So you have to mind your, communication, take care of your businesses, don't go overboard in your investments also. Very important transit. I will be making a separate video on Mars transit through Scorpio sign, which will be posted later. So let's see how this week is going to be. This is how the week looks like. So we have moon in Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio this week, and the eclipse is happening on the 4th of December, 5:29 it starts, and it's till the 9:37 UTC. And as per the Delhi, India time, it's 10:59 it starts, and it's till the 15:03 in the afternoon. Maximum eclipse time UTC is 7:33 a.m. and IST is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:03 in fact, New Delhi, India time. Very important is that we have a Kal Sarpa also starting with Mars's transit into the sign of Scorpio. And that Kal Sarpa is till the 24th of April 2022, which is broken by Mercury transit into Taurus. Till March 17, these true nodes are going to be in the Taurus-Scorpio axis, and then will be moving on to the Aries-Libra axis. And they remain till the 24th of April here only, and Mercury will be breaking this Kal Sarpa. So with Mars transit into the Scorpio sign, even the Kal Sarpa is beginning. Some major transitions coming our way. Moon transits through Rahu Ketu axis every month, but that is twice. But when Sun is conjunct either Rahu or Ketu, then happens the eclipses, a lunar eclipse and then solar eclipse. This is a solar eclipse which is happening. We just had a lunar eclipse 15 days before this eclipse. So eclipses actually bring to light our shadows within us. They can be seen as a good opportunity also to confront old and outdated patterns. On the 19th of November, we had a lunar eclipse. And lunar eclipse actually suggests that the emotional state of being is heightened in our desire to react. And what about the solar eclipse? Solar eclipse, moon obscures the sun's light. A lunar eclipse is about your emotions. So the spotlight is on yourself, basically, when there is a solar eclipse. So we tend to forget the importance of ourself prior to the development of a relationship. It's about me more. Like, what am I today? So that is something which is the solar eclipse energy. So solar eclipse can also, be a very helpful time to regroup your focus for a while on the area in your life that may need extra attention to change. Okay, so maybe that could be your relationship, that could be your strengths, that could be your work, your nature. What exactly is it indicative of depends on your personal chart, of course, which area it is happening. And this is happening in the Scorpio sign. So Scorpio is actually the sign of possessions, money, sexuality, illness, death, fear, change. And they can be that you have a lot of energy about your possessions, during this time. This can lead to death of the national rulers also, depending on what kind of a chart is each country. When there is an eclipse happening in the Scorpio sign, there's always suddenness attached to this because Ketu energy is there. So sun is getting eclipsed. So the rulers, the authoritative figures, presidents, prime ministers, these will be making some major decisions during this time, some policy making, and can be the death of the rulers. Some scandals might come up, related to the authoritative figures. And this is also the house of epidemics. The death rates might increase, the mortality rates might increase. So it depends, how long is the duration of the eclipse. So the lasting impact would be for the solar eclipse, depending on the duration, it will be for those many years. Suppose it is for a minute or so, then it will be like dependent on that year. So it's directly proportional to the years. Like the lunar eclipse was for 6 hours, so it will be lasting for 6 months. So here it is also the capital gain, scientific organization, legacies, investments, discovery, and the condition of the cabinet is also seen from here. How is the cabinet going to work? How is the decision making about the whole country? So we must be prepared for this. And as you know, Mars is also going to be transiting through this 8th house zone. So a lot of energy here with Ketu Mars combination. Accidents are heard more often. You have to be careful about all the air, water accidents. They can increase, earthquakes. See, solar eclipses and lunar eclipses are as it is the timings, when you have all these natural calamities. So that's something which is very commonly seen. And being the water sign, so it is related to the waterborne diseases more. So there can be another variant which can come up, during the these epidemic and all. So related to the waterborne. Mercury is also going to be part of this. So businesses might get impacted. You might just, because it's combust also. So this might bring about some major changes in the economy also. Educational institutions, they might be making some major decisions regarding the policies related to education industry. So all that is going to happen because the ruler of Scorpio sign is also at the junction. It's going to be joining this zone, like it's going to be coming here into the sign, and there will be a Kal Sarpa which is starting. So lot of restrictive kind of an energy, like you will be tied up as if, you are not able to do things and make decisions. So that is something which whenever a Kal Sarpa happens, people become very restricted. If there are constraints, you're confined. So we have to be prepared for this as well. And we're hearing, in countries, there are certain other variants which we can hear. So we have to be well prepared. And I will be making a video soon on the stellium next year, stellium in Capricorn sign as well, again, which was in this year also on the 9th, 10th and 11th of February. If you remember, I made that video. Though it is not going to impact you all until unless you have planets in the particular zone, like in Capricorn. So that will impact you even more. But yes, you should be well prepared for what is happening in the sky and make the best use of these transits also. It's not that it's going to be giving you only negative results. All right. So let's start with the predictive. And so for Aries natives, I'm going to be starting first. So for Aries natives, moon is going to be in your 6th, 7th and 8th houses this week. And there is an eclipse happening in your 8th house. So this week, you are going to be very much into planning your journeys, your work, maybe something new which is coming your way this week to start with. You're going to be organizing you'll be planning meticulously about what you want to do exactly in the upcoming week, and you will be quite caring and sharing more time with your partner also this week. It's a good time for getting in touch with your co-workers, your friends, the circle that you move around in. And when there is an eclipse, there's a lot of energy in the 8th house. So that is where, your focus will be on sharing material, physical, and inner spheres, activation of material assets that may be shared with the marriage partner or business associates. Activation of the physical sensory may arouse aggressive sexual urges also during this time. And there is something about your psychic development that you will be going in for. You're going to be getting in touch with that inner you. Your evolution, spiritual evolution can take place during the eclipses time. So as it is, the eclipses are going to be bringing about some major transformational energies because it's in the 8th house zone. Something sudden can happen during this phase. So utilize the energies and make the best use of your gut, your intuition, because that's going to be really helpful for you. And in case you're thinking of any kind of travels, changing the place or something, you should be more careful about it. A lot of hard work required at the place of work, and you will be having some health issues so that you have to take care of, and drive safely, because Mars and Ketu combination is going to be taking place as well. And the Kalsarpa is also beginning in your 2-8 axis. So you have to be really careful with your financials, legacies, inheritances, insurance, taxes, other people's money. So you have to be taking good care of these areas. Everything will be falling in place because Jupiter is well positioned. Okay, but Jupiter is also feeling a little helpless because it's the Kalsarpa thing, which is getting active. So, but yes, this week will be quite a transformational week for you. Good for students, good for your buying and selling of the property also. Very good time. Coming to the next one, that is Taurus. For Taurus natives, this transit is happening 5th, 6th, and 7th houses. Moon is going to be transiting through your 5th, 6th, and 7th houses this week. You will be very emotionally attached to the people around you. With your children, you'll be spending more time. There can be some confusion and misunderstanding also to start with. So you have to form that kind of a connectivity where you don't lose out on yourself. You feel quite frustrated. You feel that people are not understanding you. You feel that they're misusing you. So all those energies will be in the initial part. But then you will be gradually, focusing on yourself, your growth, your health, your fitness, your regime, forming a connectivity with people outside, striking that balance. It's good because Jupiter is in your 10th house zone. So this definitely is positive for you to make decisions regarding your workplace. Maybe you'll be shifting out from the place where you are because the eclipse is happening in your 1-7 axis. So this brings about some major changes. Maybe you're already planning to wrap up this and start something new. So the current situation is changing, remember. And when it is happening in your 7th house, so the relationship, the chemistry, that bonding with your partner changes. You're going to be thinking about how you can take your human interaction to the other level. You're going to be having good business future prospects, and you're going to be putting more effort there as well. A sense of incompleteness will be there, but you have to be focusing more on your enhancement of your self-esteem rather than sitting and doing things meaninglessly. So some alliances coming your way, some business partnerships are coming your way, and relationships are going to get to another level. Maybe there is some bonding, or they can be that you decide about what exactly is this chemistry, this harmonious or balancing factor which is required in your relationship. Some new formation, something new, some new chemistry is going to be formed. In case you're thinking of a divorce or a separation, that can also actually culminate. But at the same time, this can also be the time for meeting a new person in your life. You will be coming across a new alliance, quite likely. Also, this can bring about some help from the outside world, some outsider might just come to your rescue. And a very positive time for travels for the student natives. Maybe they are going to be enhancing their education, some changes coming your way. So meticulously planned. Everything is a delayed kind of thing. Saturn being in the luck house, it supports the luck, but it is a frustrating period. It's a very delayed kind of a process for you. So you're getting very uneasy for that reason also. Mars will also be joining on the 5th. I'll be making a separate video though. But yes, there will be a lot of energy in the 7th house. So you have to be very careful about your speech, about your chemistry and the bonding with the people around you. Don't expect too much from them. Okay, flow with the flow. For Gemini natives, Moon is going to be transiting your 4th, 5th, and 6th houses this week. And to start with, you will feel quite comfortable at home. You want to do for your family. There can be some confusion or misunderstanding to start with, but yes, you will sort it out as well. You're renovating your house. You're getting very jittery. You're getting very tired, drained out. And it can also lead to some kind of, some guests coming home. You might just be quite drained because of that also. You didn't want any, uncalled for. But it's very good time to get connected with your past, stick to your roots. Maybe you just go to the house where you have been living, and go back to the roots, the people you have been associated with from a long time and you've not met them. So just go and meet those people also. Just connecting with the childhood times, your roots actually, this is the week which starts like that. Then you have Moon transiting through your 5th house, and then the 6th house, we have a solar eclipse also happening. So this is the week when you will be feeling quite charged up. The energy is towards hobbies, unwinding, and getting connected with your, your partner. On a different plane, you will be having a different chemistry and a bonding with that partner. You will be having some kind of connectivity with your children. They can be doing something which actually, support, they need the support of yours. So you'll be supportive. Student natives might be doing something extraordinary, or competition they're going to be sitting for. Some future planning is going to take place with this in this week. And you are having a 6th house eclipse also. So this is going to be bringing about some focus on your personal health, employment environments, job, relationships, how you are going to be forming that kind of a connectivity and chemistry with your people at the workplace. You are going to be thinking all those things. A positive response to the solar eclipse is that you get on that fitness regime. After the darkness comes the light. So that is something which you will be actually following this week. You want to go in for some nutritional practices, some health regime, some fitness regime. So you feel that you want, or maybe, your health is such that it requires attention. Not a good time to initiate any kind of, medication. It's not good during the eclipses time. Just avoid 4th of December, especially. And just lie low. Reducing your work related health hazards is required right now, whether it's physical or psychological. You can positively be more focused on the productivity once your physical and mental health is perfectly fine. So there can be that you are going to be forming a good connectivity, or there can be some kind of cooperation that you will be getting from your co-workers, and it will be positive for you, and they will be coming to your rescue. They're going to be helping you out also. So this is the week when, you're getting a good connection in relationship, good time for selling the property. Or maybe you can buy also, purchasing also is fine, and good for travels and for student natives, because they're going to be having a lot of future prospects as well. Not a good time for litigation. There can be some litigation, which if you are already there, it'll be a delayed kind of a verdict, or you should not get into any kind of litigation. Take care while driving. This can lead to some complications while driving, accident or something, you have to be taking care of. Of course, depending on your personal chart, you have any kind of planets in the 6th house zone right now. So this will impact you. So drive carefully, because there is a lot of energy. You can be under stress, and then you're driving, then you can just lose control. So be careful about these energies, okay? Otherwise, it's a good week for you to get connected with your roots. That's what I can say. Coming to Cancer sign. For Cancer natives, Moon is going to be in your 3rd, 4th, and 5th houses this week. And this will give you a lot of energy in your, travels, your energy towards forming a chemistry and a bonding with your neighbors, friends. You'll be communicating, writing something, maybe some poetry or some books or something, you've already started. So you're going to be writing a lot during this time. Or maybe you're cooking and you're just going on cooking, that is also quite likely during the start of the week. That is 29th of November to the 1st of December. So focus on your calculations, maybe you miss out on something. Emails, if you're shooting an email and you send it to somebody else, so that confusion can also come up. So so just take care of that. And Moon will be transiting through your 4th house energy. Moon will be in your 4th house on the 1st till the 3rd. So that's the time when you will be having a lot of home kind of a feeling. You want to be at home, homely kind of a feeling. You want to cook for your people, you want to connect with your people, or you want to take them out for dinner. So connect to your roots. Maybe you're renovating your place and you want to just unwind, you want to just take rest. So you're tired, or you're just haggling with the labor or people around you, so you're quite tired and drained. That can also happen. But yes, this is a very positive time to get connected with your childhood friends, with your circle you move around in, with your family. Spend some alone time also. Unwind, wrap up things, and just relax. Also, during the by the end of the week, this eclipse zone, when Moon enters, and that's a new moon also. So this can lead to some kind of confusion in your relationship. The focus is on, you have to be more affectionate towards people. What is happening, the 5th house is going to give you that soul, because it's the sun's, rulership. So this will represent the soul and the life essence, the areas, where, you want to bring joys from, how you can find happiness, how you can derive happiness. So emphasize on the activities which are related to creative energies, relationship, which bring about happy feelings to you, right? So spend more time on things, on activities which bring you satisfaction. So the creative energies are pretty predominant during the eclipse zone. Take care of your parents' health, or maybe there can be some communication gap with your parents. So you have to be taking care of all those energies as well during the eclipse's time. It can lead to some problems to your mother's health as well. It's eclipse's time is as it is the time, when you have to take care of your parents' health. So that kind of a bonding with your children that you need to, build, you should be doing this time. Maybe your children need attention. Your potential that you are, not able to manifest, that is going to get manifested as well. It's a very positive time, because this is going to be giving you some opportunities also during this phase. Utilize it. And Moon is in debility also, and Moon is going to be, Moon is the mind, and Sun is the soul, the essence of life. So when these energies are there, so you have to actually understand the potentials that you are having within you. So focus on that, transform yourself. You might have mood swings with your children or with your partner, a lot of sexual energy, that urge is there, quite possible. Do not get carried away in your relationship and snip off the ties or just break the relationship unnecessarily. It will be not a good idea. So just pay attention to whatever is happening around you, which can take you to another level rather than just being in the stagnant place. Okay, some changes coming your way. Of course, Saturn is in your 7th house. If at all no change has happened, so the change is definitely going to happen in and around eclipses. Something does happen. So this might bring about some energy towards those zones as well. All right, coming to the next sign, that is Leo. So for Leo natives, Moon is going to be in your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th houses. So the focus is on financials, family values, some travels. You might be eating something out, and you can have some indigestion also. So you have to take care of that, That moon will be in your third house, communication. You can go a little harsh with your people around you. At the place of work, you can have some goof ups can happen. With your siblings, neighbors, you can go a little rude. So you have to be very careful about your speech and your communication. You might be sending some email, shooting some emails to somebody, and it goes to somebody else. So that can also cause a lot of confusion and a lot of problems, and miscommunication can happen, and then it leads to some problems later. So you have to be really watchful about these energies. If you're writing a book or writing something, so this can lead to some some problems or some mistakes you can make. So you have to rewrite things. But yes, this is a good time for travels in case you want to go in for some short journeys. Selling off a property, you can be doing that as well. There is an eclipse which is happening in your fourth house zone. So this will bring about some, focus is on the home life more. You want to reflect, you want to have you feel comfortable and reflects your security also. You are focused on your security, how you can utilize this. You want to be more expressive, you want to have a good relationship with your family members and parents, family dynamics, lifestyle change of place. That can also happen during this phase. So in case you're thinking of shifting out from the current place, you will be doing that as well. It is really a good time for some enhancement of education, starting of education. Maybe you are going to be moving ahead with your skills. You're going another level. You're going to be moving to with this kind of an eclipse happening in your fourth house zone. There is something deep and suddenness is going to be involved. You can be having some kind of journeys. So just make sure that related to your work, this can be really taking you to another level for sure. So enjoy this eclipse time, and the energies are pretty positive till the time Mars also enters this zone, because that is the time when you have to take care of your speech with your family. You can go a little harsh with them. So take care of all those. A good time for initiating of a romance, getting into a relationship, and good time for getting married also. If you are already in a relationship, it's a very positive week for you. Okay. So coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. So for Virgo natives, moon is going to be in your first, second, and third houses this week. So you're going to be focused on your looks, on your emotional bent of mind towards people. You want to focus on the emotions of the other people, how other people are thinking about you, how they are going to be, are they going to be receptive? Are they going to be looking at you in such a way that, you feel your financials, your possessions, how people are looking at you, how you are looking at yourself. You're going to be stabilizing on those areas. You're going to be maybe you expect a lot from others, that you're being emotional and you want that reciprocation from others. And of course, this is going to be giving you emotional bent of mind also towards people around you. Moon will be in your second house, so this is the time when you have to be taking care of your diet, your eating habits. You have to be sleeping on time during this time, because it's too much of workload is there, and it's delaying your or upsetting your routine also. You have to eat right. If you're having outside food also, just make sure that you don't overeat or eat from the right kind of a place, and some digestive issues can happen. Also avoid having greasy and oily foods. It can give you some problems there as well. There are certain hardships that you have already been going through at the place of work. So you want that kind of a peace now. With Jyeshta Nakshatra getting active in the solar eclipse, your nakshatra, of course, your Lagnesh is, nakshatra, which is getting Akrant. So you have to be taking care of your decision making, your speech, your chemistry and bonding with the people around you. So this will be a little difficult time for you in case you are thinking of initiating something new, building on something new. And also this is the time to go in for some major changes related to your travels. Your neighborhood might change with solar eclipse in your third house. It will activate that zone, and it will be like some maybe you take a sabbatical and you just want to lie low for some time. And this is also the time to focus on your communication, your intellectual needs, self-satisfaction. You will be achieved by giving away your learning, teaching, whatever you have, the qualities in you. So unless you have that sense of professional sense, I mean, so you will not be able to get you have to impart whatever you have. And teaching is the best thing. When you're sharing your knowledge, that's the best remedy for the eclipses. And it's happening in your third house, so definitely it is going to be about your intellectual pursuit yourself and imparting your intellectual intellect to others. So this is going to be really rewardful. So focus on the growth and focus on the how you can enhance the other people's life also. That's what is this 8th sign of the natural zodiac indicative of. Venus is in the Kendra, so definitely very positive. It's Digbali also. So good time for getting into any kind of relationship, buying a vehicle, travels, purchasing a property. So all that is on cards. So just go ahead with it, go for it, and everything will be a smooth sail for you. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. So for Libra, 12th, 1st, and 2nd houses are getting active this week with the moon transit, and there is an eclipse. There's a Kalsarpa happening, and Mars is also going to be leaving the sign of Libra. So the highlights are pretty strong this week. So you will have to focus on yourself first to start with. You have to focus on what you have done till now, how you can just improvise on yourself, how you can help others also. Be compassionate. This can also bring about some health issues and you're confined to a particular place because it is the 12th house energy. You're maybe traveling or moving out of the place. Saturn is, as it is transiting your 4th house, there is always something on your mind. You're not happy at home, so you want to move out, you want to explore the world, you want to do bigger things. So all that, those energies have been there. Confinement is always very stressful, so you don't like that. As it is, Libra is a very social sign, so you want to move around, you want to mingle with people, you want to mix with people, you want to talk to people, but you must understand that there has to be safety precautions as well. It can actually lead to your health issues, so be careful. Moon will be in your 1st house, and that's the time when you can go a little emotional about people. That's the time, that's on the 1st till the 3rd. So you will feel emotional, harmonious, going in for some appearance change, looks change. You'll be focused on your persona also, how people are reciprocating your affection and love and emotions. That will be also the focal point. How is your partner behaving with you? You are formulating yourself, the surroundings around you. You're just checking, okay, this is what is happening with me. So you are going to be thinking about those emotional bent of mind. You're very clear about things. You get that kind of clarity. You're having this eclipse in your 2nd house, so you will be focused on your financials more. You are having different financial perspectives. The ego drives the one to seek financial and material status. Excessive ego may prompt you to attempt to increase your income and expanding resources. You might just, want to go in for some heavy expenditures also, to maybe project that you are very moneyed, or, you're that flamboyancy. That kind of an attitude is also there because you're feeling quite insecure in the circle you move around in. And now is the time you're just thinking about displaying your financial generosity, and, you're showing off that you have, that sense of pride comes in when you show off, right? So that is something which is not going to help you. So you have to be taming those energies during this time, because it's the solar eclipse after all. So how you have to look for yourself, that what is it, what area of life is missing out, what you have, how you can improvise on those areas. See, the superficial world we live in, it's not right, to focus on financial activities and not the spiritual growth at all. I'm not saying don't be practical, of course, but, what others feel about you, it really doesn't matter so much. So you should feel secured and develop yourself, especially the material values, and also your attitude towards your that psychological security, your attitude towards life. You should just be focused on that. So this is a very positive kind of a transit and a week where you can modify yourself, but at the same time, you have to take care of your health also. Okay. And some change definitely is on cards. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. Scorpio is going to get heavily impacted this week. Moon is going to be in your 11th house, so forming a connectivity with the people around you, the social circle you move around in. There is something which you are thinking of, from a long time, the investments or some, innovative ideas with your friends, you have been discussing, and you're going to be putting it forward. So some major decision making coming your way this week. So you're going to be deciding and working through those energies as well. 12th house energy is that you confine yourself, just look at yourself, give time to your thought process, rejuvenate, relax, do something which can, bring out the real you afresh. So this is the time to relax and just put yourself behind the curtains, behind the, just put yourself in that isolation. Isolation doesn't mean that you will not talk to people, stop talking to others. No, it's just that you need time for yourself, time to yourself. Maybe write something, draft something, maybe you're planning something for the future. All that you should be doing when Moon is in the 12th house. Then Moon will be in the first house, and there's an eclipse happening in your first house. So this is the time for personal development. You're going to be focused on things which, the moment eclipse gets over, what happens? It's like a light, after the darkness. So self-recognition, self-esteem, growth, acknowledgement of the weakness, all these are the areas you should be focused on. And you should recognize what are the strengths and the weaknesses within you. Okay. It should not be that you are self-doubting. That kind of an energy is negative. So you have to focus on how you can improvise on yourself, how you can develop yourself, how you can acquire knowledge, that self-knowledge, self-confidence, self-enrichment. That is something which you should be actually focused on during this time. And negative reaction blocks growth, right? So don't be too arrogant also. Thinking that I know everything, I have everything, there is no scope of improvising. Don't just confine yourself. So that is something which you have to work through when there is an eclipse in your first house zone. So this will definitely be very positive if you work through these energies. Jupiter is in your Kendra. It is a big time saving grace, and movement is also visible. Good for your education, your initiation of new subjects, competition, growth, and elevation also. Forming a good connectivity with your own family members, some old member of the family, is going to be giving you a good piece of advice also this week. So take it. Okay. Coming to the Sagittarius sign. See, Sagittarius is hemmed between malefics, and there is an eclipse also happening in the 12th house zone, which is, again, confinement zone. Moon will be in the 10th, 11th, and 12th houses this week. So this is going to be bringing about some emotional bent of mind at the place of work. Maybe you're going to be very charged up. Some new projects have come in, and you're very excited about doing that. Some overseas, this is activating this week. Overseas connections are getting active heavily. So this will bring about some major bonding and connections with the overseas people, and it's going to be very good for formulating new ideas, formulating new projects, formulating your future prospects, whatever you're going to be having. So, which is definitely very positive. And friend circle, of course, is going to be very supportive of you. Somebody is going to be giving you some advice, which is going to be taken forward, and you're going to be utilizing it for your investments purpose, especially. So this is the time of psychological development and spiritual growth, because it's happening in your 12th house. And outward expressions of psychic and spiritual activities will be impacting you as an inner you, the inner self of yours. So you have to be having a lot of interdependency, of between your physical and spiritual nature. Okay, some psychological fears, some desires which you're not able to express, or they are just repressed. So you have to manifest those. How you manifest those? By working on yourself. You are being very confined in your expressions. So this is the time when you should understand and have faith in yourself, and just be positive about how you can, correct your own self to be a better person. Okay, so this is the time when you should actually work through those fears and insecurities and become a little better, improvise on things which are really going to make you a better person, a better human being. Venus is over your first house, very good time for getting into any alliance, good for relationship. This is a very positive week for that. Jupiter is also in the third house, some short journeys on cards, forming a good connection with the neighbors and your siblings, your co-workers. This is a very positive week. And don't get into the zone of too much of expenditures on things which you really don't need. Do not get carried away. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. For Capricorn natives, Moon is going to be in your 9th, 10th, and 11th houses. So this will be giving you some inclination towards journeys, exploring the new world, outside world. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be thinking of enhancing your education, your skills. You're going to be thinking of cultural expansion, travel experiences. You're going to be actually exploring the wisdom and the truth. So that is something which is very positive. The questions of morality, ethics, religious practices, philosophical issues, these are going to be addressed this week. These are the highlights of the week. So focus on that. Moon will be in your 10th house. So that is something which is going to elevate you, in your and the name and fame. People are going to acknowledge you. People are going to be receptive of whatever ideas you're giving, and they're going to be also helping you out. So this is a very positive time, to get that bonding with the co-workers, with your seniors, with your employees. So all that is going to happen. You have an eclipse happening over your 11th house. So 11th house will be bringing about some energies where, you are focused more on the society, human race, group interest, organizational involvement. All these will be typically, the 11th house zones. Relationship with your older siblings might become very, maybe, some confusion is there, or it's going to strengthen the bond that you have already. So some confusion, if it's there, just sort it out, because this is typically, the time when all these things do happen. You have some, viewpoints which are going to take you to another level. Maybe some discussions, some innovation, some ideas, some viewpoints, charitable viewpoints, maybe, they are going to develop you as a human being, because the zone is 11th house zone, fulfillment of desires, and your own self-worth. You will get to know, what is it that, what is the universe trying to show you, what kind of path you must take. All that is going to come to limelight with this kind of eclipse zone, which is happening in your 11th house, 5-11 axis. So be careful about your relationship with the people around you. In your relationship, you can have some confusion. So just figure it out. Some overseas journeys and travels is also on cards. You're putting a lot of effort, you're putting a lot of labor in your work, hard work. So that's going to be paid off. Don't worry. It's ultimately going to be paid off. Do not get carried away in your investments. Some start of education is also quite likely during this time. Okay, this week is a very positive week for that reason. For Aquarius natives, Moon is going to be in your 8th house to start with, then 9th, and lastly the 10th. So this is the time when you will be feeling a lot of energy towards transformation, mood swings. It can lead to something which is going to be giving you, sharing your material, physical, and inner spheres with others, activation of material assets. You're going to be sharing some good amount of money with somebody, or you're going to be having a lot of sexual urges. So that is going to be positive for you. It is going to be a nirvana kind of a feeling that you will get. Some spiritual growth, spiritual evolution, psychological development can happen. There will be mood swings, but you should not feel that it is going to be negative for you. Moon will be in your ninth house from the 1st till the 3rd of December, and that's the time when you will be focused on the development of yourself. Some morality, ethics, religious practices, philosophical issues, they are going to be addressed at that time. And this definitely is the foundational time for formulating your structure, planning, travels, education, higher learning, growth, expansion, basically, and wisdom and truth, of course, is going to be explored during this time. So this is a very important week for that reason. And you have an eclipse happening in your 10th house. So again, that's a very strong kendra. 10th house is a strong kendra where you have you have sun there, Mercury there, you have moon, Ketu. So all these are sort of some major changes happen when these kind of configuration happens. So this is also leading to career advancement, I would say, and some social reputation. See, whenever sun is eclipsed, it's the name and fame that suffers. So you have to be taking care of that as well. Some dynamics of authority, they are going to be changing. Sources of authority come from family members, relationship with parents, kids, they may get affected. Maybe some health issues can come up of your father. Some emotional legacies that can keep you from climbing that mountain, that can just pull you down. So just focus on how you can increase all those areas, enhance those areas, your emotional roots. That's the 4th house energy, where the axis is 410. So you have to stick to your roots. You have to stick to your ancestral legacies. You have to focus on your career advancements by sticking to your rules, to your traditional values. Do not leave those. Until unless you are having a lot of, negative, too much of negativity involved, you should not, you should become more stronger, I think, because of that. If at all there is any negative energy, sorry if I missed out on that. You have to be taking care of your surroundings. Do not get influenced by that. You may look for some tangible evidence, increase, promotion, publicity, and also, your display of success. So you are looking for all that, and maybe you're working through those energies as well, because it's the 10th house energy. So this will lead to some inclination towards all these areas as well. Some travels, journeys on cards, and good time for relationship also. Build on that. Jupiter is over your 1st house, so definitely very positive. Just tame those egoistic energies or egoistic bent of mind. Okay. Last sign, that is Pisces. For Pisces, this moon is going to be in your 7th, 8th, and 9th houses this week, and it's going to be, leading to the eclipses in your 9th house. So 7th house energy would be that you're focused more on human interaction, your personal level, your business, or maybe your partner, your relationship. You're going to be encouraging those incomplete sense of incompleteness. You'll be encouraging to come out of that incompleteness, be more complete, be with people, be more expressive, be the people's person. Do not confine yourself. Something which is the harmony, balance, which is required in that area, you're going to be focused on that during this time. Your self-worth, you will realize that you have that. Okay. 8th house energy would be when moon is that you are going to be focused on your sharing material, physical, your inner spheres, mood swings. You think at the end of the day, oh, I have not done anything, I've not acquired anything. There is a loss, during this day, lot of losses. with your relationship also, maybe you can have some problems, or it will be leading to some physical relationship also. The sexual urges increase. So the psychological or the inner response, that you have to connect with the spiritual evolution, psychological development, rather than pulling yourself down. So this definitely is going to be a very strong kind of a feeling. Strong days, two quarter days will be very, very strong. The energies towards harmony, how you can build on those energies towards positive, all that is going to happen. And there's a Kalsapa which is starting, and Mars is also going to be transiting your 9th house zone. From the 8th, it's transiting the 9th, so definitely it's positive. It's after all, the friendly planet is luck is by your favor. The luck lord is in the luck house. So I'll be making the video on the same. Do stay tuned. And the 9th house energy with the eclipse zone, you're going to be focusing more on your own development, your thought process. You're going to be enhancing all those, with the solar eclipse in your 9th house, religious practices, philosophical issues. You're going to be address all that, how your foundation is, how your structure of life is, what is the life that you're leading, how you can, just explore and improvise whatever is missing out. And as it is, it's the soul searching time, when it's the solar eclipse, especially. It's not the not on the emotional front. So this is like the whatever is hidden, you're going to be surfing those areas, and you're going to be working through those energies also during this time. So focus on your the bigger picture, rather than just confining yourself to the one which is immediate. So just see how you can plan your education, travels, journeys, spiritual growth, those pursuits that you should follow. Okay, it's going to be definitely very helpful if you focus on these areas. Your communication, there can be some physical activity which will increase during this time. So just pay attention to these areas and just move ahead. Okay, Jupiter is in your 12th house, so good for initiation of any kind of education also, if at all you're thinking of from a long time. Okay, so this is it for all the 12 ascendants or the moon signs. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.